Welcome to the OWASP Top 10 for Mobile Applications 2025 edition. In the next 15 minutes, we'll walk through all 10 categories of the most critical security risks in Android and iOS applications. You'll understand what each vulnerability is, how attackers exploit it, and how to defend against it. Whether you're a mobile developer, security engineer, or architect, this overview will sharpen your understanding of mobile application security. Let's get started. Let's start with the 5 most critical mobile security risks. These represent the most common and impactful vulnerabilities found in mobile applications worldwide. Here are the first 5 OWASP Mobile Top 10 categories with their core risk and primary prevention strategy. M01 Improper credential usage is the top mobile risk. Developers often hard-code API keys, credentials, or tokens directly in the application binary. Attackers can easily extract these through reverse engineering. Prevention requires using secure credential storage like the Android key store or iOS keychain, implementing proper OAuth flows, and never embedding secrets in client-side code. M02 Inadequate supply chain security covers the risk of integrating compromised or vulnerable third-party SDKs, libraries, and components. Mobile apps often include dozens of SDKs for analytics, advertising, and functionality. Prevention requires verifying SDK integrity, scanning dependencies for known vulnerabilities, validating code signing, and monitoring for suspicious SDK behavior. M03 Insecure authentication and authorization occurs when apps rely solely on client-side authentication checks, use weak password policies, or fail to validate authorization on the server. Prevention requires server-side validation of all authentication and authorization, implementing biometric authentication as a second factor, and proper session management with token expiration. M04 Insufficient input and output validation covers injection attacks through mobile app interfaces. This includes SQL injection through local databases, cross-site scripting in web views, and path traversal attacks. Prevention requires strict input sanitization, parameterized queries for local SQLite databases, and proper output encoding in all WebView content. M05 Insecure communication covers sensitive data transmitted without proper encryption. Many apps still allow clear text HTTP traffic, use outdated TLS versions, or fail to validate server certificates. Prevention requires enforcing TLS 1.3, implementing certificate pinning, configuring network security policies to block clear text traffic, and validating certificate chains. Improper credential usage is the most common mobile vulnerability. Here is how attackers typically extract and exploit embedded credentials. Attackers start by decompiling the mobile application binary. For Android, tools like JDX or apt-will convert APK files back to readable Java or Smalley code. For iOS, tools like Hopper or ClassDump extract Objective-C and Swift class structures. This process is trivial and takes minutes. Once decompiled, attackers search for hard-coded strings containing API keys, database credentials, encryption keys, OAuth client secrets, and backend URLs. Automated tools like TruffleHog or custom grep patterns can identify secrets across thousands of files in seconds. With extracted credentials, attackers directly access backend APIs, cloud storage buckets, databases, and third-party services. This bypasses all client-side security controls and often provides full access to user data, administrative functions, and infrastructure. Defense requires storing credentials in the platform key store or keychain, using OAuth authorization code flow with PKC instead of embedding client secrets, delivering API keys at runtime through secure channels, and applying code obfuscation as defense in depth. Understanding the differences between Android and iOS security models is essential for building secure mobile applications on both platforms. Android's open ecosystem allows app installation from multiple sources, increasing attack surface. Its permission model grants capabilities at runtime or install time. The Android key store provides hardware-backed cryptographic key storage. ProGuard and R8 offer code obfuscation, though they are not foolproof against determined reverse engineering. iOS provides a more controlled environment with mandatory App Store review and code signing. Apps run in strict sandboxes with limited inter-process communication. The iOS keychain, backed by the secure Enclave hardware, provides strong credential protection. App Transport Security enforces HTTPS connections by default, reducing insecure communication risks. Now let's cover categories M06 through M10. These are equally critical in practice, covering data storage, binary protections, and privacy concerns. Here are categories M06 through M10 with their core risks and prevention strategies. M06 Inadequate privacy controls covers apps that collect excessive personal data, leak PII through logs or analytics, or fail to obtain proper user consent. With GDPR, CCPA, and similar regulations, privacy violations carry significant legal and financial risk. Prevention requires data minimization, privacy by design, transparent consent management, and regular privacy impact assessments. M07 Insufficient binary protections means the app lacks defenses against reverse engineering and tampering. Attackers can decompile the app, modify its behavior, remove security checks, and redistribute modified versions. Prevention includes code obfuscation, root and jailbreak detection, runtime integrity verification, and anti-debugging techniques. M08 Security misconfiguration covers debug mode left enabled in production, excessive app permissions, insecure default settings, and exposed development endpoints. Prevention requires hardened build configurations for release builds, requesting only minimal necessary permissions, disabling debug features, and automated security configuration testing. M09 Insecure data storage occurs when apps store sensitive data like passwords, tokens, or PII in plaintext in shared preferences, SQLite databases, log files, or external storage. Prevention requires using platform encryption APIs, avoiding plaintext storage of any sensitive data, disabling automatic backups of sensitive files, and clearing sensitive data when no longer needed. M10 Insufficient cryptography covers the use of weak or deprecated algorithms, poor key management practices, and custom cryptographic implementations. Prevention requires using standard algorithms like ES-256 and RSA-2048 or higher, leveraging platform key management through key store and keychain, never implementing custom cryptography, and rotating keys regularly. Securing mobile applications requires a structured testing approach across multiple layers. Static analysis examines the application without executing it. This includes reviewing source code for security flaws, analyzing the compiled binary for hard-coded secrets and insecure configurations, and scanning all third-party dependencies for known vulnerabilities. Dynamic analysis tests the running application. This includes runtime behavior testing with tools like Frida, intercepting network traffic with proxy tools to verify encryption and certificate pinning, and fuzzing API endpoints to discover input validation weaknesses. Platform-specific testing examines how the app interacts with the operating system. This includes auditing requested permissions against actual needs, inspecting all data storage locations for unencrypted sensitive data, and analyzing inter-process communication for information leakage. Backend validation ensures server-side security is robust. This includes testing API endpoints for authentication and authorization bypass, validating that all security controls are enforced server-side and not just on the client, and verifying that session management and token handling are secure. The 2025 edition reflects how the mobile threat landscape has evolved significantly. Supply chain security jumped to the number 2 position, reflecting the growing risk of compromised third-party SDKs and libraries. High-profile incidents involving malicious advertising SDKs and analytics libraries have demonstrated the real-world impact of supply chain attacks on mobile platforms. Privacy controls earned a dedicated category as global privacy regulations like GDPR, CCPA, and India's DPDP Act continue to tighten enforcement. Mobile apps face unique privacy challenges with access to cameras, microphones, location, and contacts. Improper credential usage became the number 1 risk as API-first architectures dominate mobile development. Every mobile app communicates with backend APIs, and the temptation to embed credentials in client code remains the most exploited weakness. Binary protection expectations increased as reverse engineering tools became more powerful and accessible. Free tools can now decompile most mobile applications in seconds, making code obfuscation and integrity verification essential baseline controls. Let's close with the most important lessons from the OWASP Mobile Top 10 2025. First, never trust the mobile client. Any security control implemented only on the client can be bypassed through reverse engineering or runtime manipulation. All authentication, authorization, and business logic validation must be enforced on the server. Second, never embed credentials, API keys, or secrets in your mobile application code. Use platform-provided secure storage, implement proper OAuth flows, and deliver sensitive configuration through secure runtime channels. Third, mobile applications face unique risks that web apps don't. Users may be on jailbroken devices, connecting through untrusted networks, and attackers can freely download and reverse engineer your application binary. Design your security architecture with these threats in mind. And fourth, comprehensive mobile security requires testing across all layers. Static analysis catches code-level issues. Dynamic testing reveals runtime vulnerabilities. Platform testing verifies OS-level security, and backend validation ensures server-side controls are robust. That wraps up our overview of the OWASP Mobile Top 10 2025. In the full Udemy course, you'll get detailed lessons on each category with real-world mobile exploits, attack demonstrations on Android and iOS, hands-on prevention techniques, and practical testing strategies using industry tools. Use the course to build security into your mobile development process from day one. Thank you for watching. If you found this overview helpful, subscribe to the channel for more security content, and check the description for the link to the full course. See you in the next video.